You are lost. You don't know what to do with your life. You've figured out you want to go study abroad. You apply. You get in. You think you have won the battle? It hasn't even begun. One of the biggest problems when you're going to a university is figuring out how to finance it. There's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of confusion around what happens, what to do, how to do it. Thankfully, here we have all the solutions to demystify this process even more. Welcome to another episode of Flywire Presents Make It Make Sense Fees, Finances, and Foreign Lands. Flywire is a global payments platform made specifically for education. It enables secure, trackable international fee payments with full visibility on the delivery. Flywire is not just trusted by me, by other parents, by other students. It's also trusted by thousands of educational institutions. So once you have gotten in, you don't just have to think about how much to pay. You also need to think about how to pay. But don't you worry, we got you covered. And with us today, we have Shweta Jain from Credila, who has spent 2 decades in the BFSI industry. She currently leads channels and distribution at Credila and has helped navigate this complicated maze for countless students and parents. Glad to have you here, Shweta. Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we also have Shevanti Bandela, a relationship manager at Flywire, who has been working in international payments and Forex for 10 plus years. At Flywire, she drives strategic partnerships for growth, simplifies the process for students, and helps you be ahead of the process wherever you need to be. Welcome. Now, I want to ask you about simplifying this journey because to anyone applying, to all parents who are about to pay for their kids' education, it does not seem simple. Like the idea of this being simplified is such an alien concept. So how do you simplify it? How does one go about simplifying it?
Shreyas, very important question. I understand that the financial aspect of education sounds very daunting. And especially when you're talking about loans, somebody has to think about long queues, going to a financial institution
Right.
and speaking to a manager, collecting plethora of documents. So the entire thought of it is a non-starter.
Right.
At Credla, we understand this, and hence we have tried to simplify the loan journey. What we have is individual sales relationship managers who are there to guide the customer throughout.
Uh-huh.
We have very seamless digital process, right? So, surprise, you're not supposed to visit our branch.
Right.
While the customers are welcome to be there, but they should come only if they have a question. Otherwise, the entire loan process is done digitally. Their document application is done digitally. The loan processing, questioning, certain clarifications. So this is one thing. And plus, when they have somebody who's holding their hand throughout the process, they have the same person whom they can call, ask, clarify, take their doubts. This personalized touch, to my mind, is the biggest thing that we have solved for.
Amazing. Because it does feel like you are walking in the dark when you're going about this process. And one thing also is that how much money it is going to cost is a number that I feel everyone is on a different page about. On your university, it's a different number. Student has a different number in their mind. Parents have a different number. So how do you get them all on the same page? How do you figure out a number? What are some hidden expenses that students don't know about?
So everybody is running after one particular number, which sounds very interesting and sounds convenient to the parent and the student,
Right.
right? So in this case, how we try and tell our students and parents is that education abroad or education is not only about the tuition fee. And surprisingly, whenever we are talking about education, we just think about tuition fee or the books or the laptops
Right.
that
course.
come
Yeah.
through certain library or such kind of subscription. What we forget, which plays an important role in abroad education, is travel, is accommodation, is staying abroad, is living expenses. Because at the end of it, right, it is your ward, it is your child who is living abroad.
Correct.
They have to be at similar level of living what they're enjoying here in India.
Right.
Everything adds to a cost, right? The headline rate, which one may see at a university or at a college website, is only covering half of it because
Right.
they're only covering tuition fee.
Got it.
In this world where the inflation is rising, right, and currency is fluctuating the way we are seeing in real world, right? So one needs to accommodate on and one needs to come at the total cost of education.
Right.
The total cost of education is tuition fee, it is living expenses, it is travel expenses, it is even ancillary expenses like your laptops, your books, your subscriptions to libraries
Correct.
and laboratories, because everything comes at a price.
Yeah.
So this is what we advise at Credla, of course, because of our nearly 2 decades of experience. We have intensive details about city specific, college specific cost of education. And
So there
that's
won't
how
be
we
any
counsel and guide.
surprises. They will know. They will have an idea of what
We
they are.
try and iron out maximum surprises.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
But
Right.
it depends.
Yeah. And just take me through the process. Say I have applied for a loan through you. I get this loan. Then how is, like, does the amount come directly in my account or do you send it to the university? How does it work?
Interestingly, it is a very, very varied and different process.
Uh-huh.
First of all, disbursals are done only at the request of the customer.
Right.
So a loan sanction does not mean that the disbursal will be done immediately.
Right.
So the student or the parent, okay, who are the applicants on the loan, they need to approach Credla, ask for a disbursal. The disbursal needs to be seen. What is the reason for a disbursal? Is there a condition for a pre-visa disbursal where the student is expected to show liquid funds in their account? Are they looking for transmitting the fee to a particular course or a college, or they're looking for reimbursement of the fee that they have already paid?
Right.
So the journeys across all three are very different.
Right.
What we see is that in case there is a remittance involved, then we definitely recommend our partners like Flywire,
Right.
to the student, and they can have these independent individual conversations with them and
Right.
see how best to
Right.
undertake the remittance.
Right. An important stage in paying for your education is how do you pay the university? Say I have gotten the loan. How does Flywire come in? What do you do exactly? Could you also just take me through like the step by step of like what are all the options available?
Right. So when you come to our platform, you will be asked those basic questions like where are you making this payment from, which country. You will be asked for an amount that you need to pay. You put in, since we are in India, you put in India as your payment country. You put in, let's say, 15,000 US dollars as your amount, and then you will be routed to the next page,
Right.
wherein it will give you it will give you those options like you are paying from savings, you are paying from loan. In loan, we also do mention our partners, like for example, Credila. So it will give you those customized step by step. Then
Right.
that's how the process flows. So for example, if you're using your own funds as your option or your source of fund, then it will take you through those steps. Like it will ask you for the payer information, for the student information. You fill in those basic details. You upload your basic documents like passport, your PAN card. So passport and PAN happens to be a mandatory
Right.
document for
Right.
these payments. And then your offer letter, your tuition fee invoice happens to be an additional document to justify the purpose of this remittance. Right?
Got it.
You upload these documents into the system, and then you get a Flywire invoice.
Right.
And one thing I would like to add is when you input this currency option, right, you will get those preferred payment methods as well.
Okay.
Like not only the bank transfer option, you get net banking options, you get card options. As per your convenience, you will select that option.
Right.
And then you will proceed ahead with that particular method.
Got
So,
it.
for example, if you selected card, it will just reroute you to the card page wherein you put in the card credentials
Right.
and your payment is done.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
Now, for
easy.
example, if it's net banking,
Yeah.
you will log in, it will read out you to the net banking page. You put in the CRN number, your password, and then you will complete the payment there.
Right.
In fact, the KYC is also done at the bank's end because our systems are integrated.
Wow.
Right? So that's how the process is. The
So
doc-
no
Yeah,
more
so
bureaucracy,
it's
unnecessary bureaucracy is
it's
taken out.
seamless. It's just rerouting you to your bank's page and your payment is done.
Wow. Wow.
So that's
That is insane. I didn't even know it could be this simple. When I studied at Columbia from 2014 to 2018, which is supposed to be one of the most difficult universities to graduate out of. And I promise you, my parents had a more difficult time sending money and doing the bureaucracy than I had studying. It is supposed to be that difficult. And also, especially so because payments on time are important because that decides when you can book classes, right? And I faced that problem at Columbia where, like, a couple of times the fee that was given that came a little late, so I couldn't register for classes in time. So when you say that you have these partnerships and you are integrated into systems, do you also account for this? Like, will you let a university know?
Yes, so that's the best part. So as Flywire, we are partnered with more than 5,000 plus universities across the globe.
Wow.
We do remittances to more than 240 plus countries and more than 140 plus currencies that you can send money in. And when you talk about, your due date was there and you had to pay fees on.
Right.
So we are talking about big tuition fee amounts here, right?
Correct.
Like for a parent, or for the student, if the due date has come, they want to know where my funds are
Yeah.
at, right? So the best part is at every step of the way, we give you those alerts so that you, as a student, you can opt for email alerts. So you will know exactly at what stage your funds are at,
Right.
right? Now, when I talk about these university partnerships, so how you can track your funds here in India as a student or as a parent. Similarly, most of our universities have, our platform integrated into their system.
Right.
So they can also, track these payments. They will also know when they are supposed to, get this payment credited into their account. So
Right.
it's like a bridging the gap between the student and the university.
Amazing, amazing. I think Flywire is perfect for everyone except my flatmate in college who would take tuition from his parents and then spend it on something else, never ended up graduating. So I think unless you're doing a scam, Flywire is perfect. Like, it will ensure that the money will
Right.
go through there till the end. I also wanted to ask, when you are going for a loan, there's a lot of fear, right, that students have, that parents have, about how to go about this process. So what are some common misconceptions that you have seen that students have or that parents have about this whole process?
I think the fear aspect stems from the fact that the students and the families are not preparing on time. I think it is more about them trying to fast track certain decisions. So, where parents typically go wrong is not planning well in advance, right?
Right.
When a child is born, there is a joke about, what the child will become, what is the future profession,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And when they are in 10th or 12th, we start thinking about, as Indian parents, what stream are they picking?
Uh-huh.
Somewhere in all of these discussions, right, the finance part is just absolutely missed,
Right.
right? It is great to think that your child will become professional A or professional B,
Uh-huh.
but what kind of education will support that profession? What is the path to that profession,
Right.
that education? Because we do not have linear paths any longer, right? I just took the cue from having a Columbia education, right?
Correct.
You are today interviewing us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is an absolutely diverse
Absolutely.
profession versus education.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Now, so planning early, planning well on it in time. It's okay to not have your own savings to just think of higher education as means to fund your higher education. Right.
Okay.
Because
That's a bold statement which, like, many people want to hear. You are saying that one can dream even if they don't have savings, they can go.
absolutely, because what I want to mention here is that a child's future should not be dependent only about the financial income of the parents.
Right.
Right. Uh, how how I would want to say is that today in the current world, we have education loan which can be used as a perfect medium,
Right.
right? Where they can for a few it is a bridge between savings and the final cost of education.
Right.
For a few, it is the only way to sustain that education, right? So it is important to be aware. It is important to plan early. It is important to see the total cost of education rather than the headline of only a tuition fee, right? In accordance, it is also important to speak to the financial institution, right? and understand what are the documentations which are required.
Right.
Um, one should apply for a loan well in time. One should apply with the complete set of documents. Otherwise, a loan is like a book which needs to be completely assessed.
Right.
So, giving partial documents will only delay your process and will heighten the anxieties thereon.
Correct.
However, if you sit with the counselor and understand what are the total loan documentation, make a complete file, submit it for review, application, have those discussions when it is being asked,
Uh-huh.
I think one
It
should
is
not
true.
fear. Yeah. One, then there is no fear.
Right. Right. That's great. Like I think having the opportunity to go study abroad, even when you don't have the money, that has made the world such a smaller place. That has allowed people to travel, for ideas to travel as well. Ideas will travel, but different countries still have different currencies. So how does that work? Say I get the money in rupees, the university is still billing me in dollars or pounds or whatever currency they have, right? So how does Flywire come in and make sure that this transaction is done seamlessly?
Parents might think, what is the dollar rate
Right.
today, and do I need to monitor the fluctuations?
Correct.
And with the market and foreign currency market, if you talk about, it's quite volatile,
Right.
right? Which is why there are a couple of things that Flywire does, which makes a parent's or a student's life much easier when they are going to do their tuition fee.
Right.
Like the first thing first is blocking the rates, right?
Right.
Like in traditional bank transfer that we always have seen,
Mhm.
you would have to go and talk to the bank or take a quotation for that particular day, and for some reason, any reason that you could not pay on that particular day, you would have to repeat that exercise
Right.
again, right?
Oh, wow.
With Flywire invoices, the moment you generate an invoice, we give you a validity of couple of days towards that invoice. So for any reason that you could not make that payment that particular day, it allows you a day or two to go and make that payment.
Right.
So you can be rest assured that I've done a part of it. All I need to do is just do the normal bank transfer at the payer's convenience.
Right.
So that is one. Second, in terms of currencies, right?
Mm.
So just to make it much easier, we will give you the local currency option
Yeah.
as a payment method, right? So for example, if you're going to US, you have 10,000 US dollars to pay, right? You will mention that where you are coming from, and you will mention that I am, about to pay $10,000.
Right.
We will give you a quotation for those $10,000. How much is it equivalent in Indian rupees?
Right.
It will be inclusive of all the Indian taxes
Got
that
it.
are involved,
Got it.
GST and TCS, and then it will calculate the entire bill for you. All you need to do is, just go and pay the total sum into your bank. You can
Wow.
sit back at your comfort of your home, and you can just log into your net banking page and just complete the transfer there.
You guys are making it so easy. I won't be surprised if next week Flywire comes out with the QR code that you can scan just to pay fees. That's like I'm grateful that like this process is becoming so easy
Right.
now, because I swear I'm not kidding. My parents were like, we need a degree in finance after doing all these payments, going all through this bureaucracy. So thank you for making it so much easier for parents. I also wanted to ask, like, take me inside the mind of an education loan officer. Like, what are the factors? What determines if I get the loan or not? Does my university matter a lot? Do they look at my 10th and 12th standard marks? Does my profession matter? If I'm humanities, is it harder to get a loan as opposed to a STEM?
Well, in this evolving world, we cannot be saying that a particular stream may get a loan and a particular stream may not get a loan.
Right.
Right. So I think at Credla, we are extremely agile to the growing diverse need of our students and the kind of courses and career paths that they are taking.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that said, what goes inside the mind of an underwriter,
Yeah. What are the factors that
a
determine?
perfect delight is a complete application, right? Because then you are at least understanding the entire story of the student in one go, student and the
Correct.
co-applicant, right? So the loan application typically consists of your KYC documents, which is your identity proof,
Mhm.
passport, your Aadhaar card, right? It talks about your academic history, your 10th, 12th mark sheet, yes,
Oh no.
your nobody's judging on that part.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There are so many students so nervous right now because they didn't get 100 in maths right now. They can still get in, right?
Of course.
Don't worry. You got this.
You need
got
an
this.
admit to get
Yes,
to,
of course.
i-
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, you
So
also
as
need.
long as your university is accepting it,
Then you are fine.
yes,
Got it.
absolutely.
Got it.
So what we are looking at is just to see what kind of academic profile the student has, right? One should not be overzealous, right? Thinking when and kind of match what their academic history has been, their current aspirations, is
Correct.
all of that tallying together or not, right? Apart from that, we definitely ask for co-applicant financial documents.
Uh-huh.
We do ask about bank statements and the normal ITRs, as we call in India,
Right.
right? So then once the complete application comes in, it is the total underwriting which is done on all factors. I would not say that it is only student led or it is only finance led,
Right.
right? Because we kind of give equal weightage to the academic profile and the aspirations of the student, along with that, the financial might of the co-applicant.
Got it.
What we need to see is that what course or what college that they are going, how will this particular education help the child? And so each of our loan applications, there is a personal discussion that happens.
Right.
So my underwriter ends up speaking to the customer just to see that they are wanting what do they understand from this higher education degree that they're
Right.
wanting to go
Right.
for. And apart from that, how it kind of blends in what so there is this complete assessment that goes in, right?
Got
Yeah.
it. And what kind of loans are there? Like there are secured loans, unsecured loans. Can you take us through that?
A secured loan is basically something which is backed with a collateral,
Got it.
right? It gives an additional security to the loan, and hence it is called secured loan. In Credila's product, we accept two kinds of collateral. We accept fixed deposits as a collateral. Okay. The individual on whose name the collateral is, they need to definitely come on the loan, right?
Right.
Because that is how we can lien mark the collateral. Apart from fixed deposits, we also take immovable properties, except agricultural land, right, as collaterals. Now, what are the benefits of secured loans? Because if one is a secured loan, the other is, of course, an unsecured loan, which
Right.
is not backed by any collateral.
Correct.
That means it is only on the independent merit of the applicant and the co-applicants. A secured loan may get the applicants of the loan a lower interest rate, okay, because naturally the risk rating is a little lower. Apart from that, a secured loan in certain instances can also give a higher loan amount, right? So these are two things. But what we see is that independently, when we are picking up applications, right, we assess them and
Right.
accordingly they are
Right.
kind of
Right.
taken ahead.
Right. I mean, the best case scenario is that you get the loan and it's all good. But I'm sure there are cases in which you don't get the amount that you have asked for. So, in that case, if you have gotten in, you are ready to go, you have put all your eggs in the basket of like you'll get this loan, but you don't get the loan or there is a difference. How does the student navigate?
So Shreyas, in a study abroad situation, it has to be that either the student has access to cost of education. That means it is a mix of owed and owned funds.
Right.
Right. Owed means loan.
Right.
So it has to be a combination of loan plus self-funding.
Right.
If the self-funding is lower, then the loan amount needs to be evaluated.
Right.
Okay. But a loan has to be repaid as well.
Correct.
Right? In real world,
Yeah.
what we see is that the additional co-applicant may help us give that additional loan amount. And these are individual transactions which are more or less like discussed.
Right.
As I said, that our process is extremely consultative.
Right.
Even at the time of the loan application, these things are far more assessed. So the customer is not really kept in the dark.
Okay.
It's not like after X amount of days, oh, the loan amount is this, but the expectation was
Right. Right.
Right,
That's
so-
the image that people have in their
no.
heads.
So at least in Credla, because it is a student's future.
Correct.
It's not about the dream car you may not end up buying.
Correct.
It is not a dream vacation that you're not
Correct.
undertaking. It's
Correct.
okay to take it next year.
Correct.
Right.
It's customized for the anxieties of an
It
applying
is
student.
customized
Nice.
because here we are talking for an Indian parent. The most important thing is the child's future. All of us and everybody around, they're only saving for a child's education.
Right,
And
right.
you can't really go wrong there.
Correct. Correct.
So being transparent helps. telling them exactly where we are looking at it, what are the mitigants, how
Uh-huh.
you can add, or are there any funds that the family can kind of, do they have access to some funds?
Right.
They can liquidate that.
Got it.
So
Got it.
it
got it.
helps.
Are there any misconceptions that you have dealt with when people are trying to pay universities? Like, are there any ideas that people have in their heads that are far away from the truth?
There could be instances when we talk about foreign remittances, for example, in if you are paying from India, so passport happens to be a mandatory document,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Because you're traveling,
Of course.
right? So whenever we talk about foreign remittances, it will be country-specific guidelines.
Mhm.
So, for example, in India, we work under FEMA guidelines,
Right.
right? So passport happens to be a mandatory document, but sometimes we do get students who would say, "I still haven't, my passport is still in application,
Yeah.
or I do not have a physical
Right.
passport with me."
Right.
It
right?
got expired.
So it got expired,
Right.
right? So
Correct.
that shouldn't be the case. Like it happens to be a mandatory document. Now, for example, if we talk about any foreign remittances, again, tax, will be levied.
Uh-huh.
So many still don't know or are not aware
Correct.
tax will be levied on their transactions.
Right.
So tax collected at source, we call it TCS,
Right.
right? That is a tax which is collected by the government of India,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So since we are the processors or the processors that we work with, they will collect on behalf
Mhm.
of the tax.
But
on-
Shreyas and Shrivanti, I'll button here.
Mhm.
Interestingly, TCS is not levied on remittances via education loan from
Oh.
lenders like Credla.
Yes, thank you for that point.
How did you manage that? Good one.
So, in fact, Credila happens to be the only NBFCs apart from the nationalized and privatized banks.
Right.
So, there's a category called ATE. So, Credila happens to be one of those that makes you eligible for giving your students a 0% TCS. So, if you are taking, a loan from a provider, like as I mentioned, nationalized banks or a Credila for that matter,
Right.
your TCS will be 0%. But if your funds are own funds
Then it's slim.
or from any other NBFC which does not fall under ATE category, you will be levied 2% as the TCS,
Got it.
which as per the new financial year.
Got it.
Prior to up until this last financial year,
Right.
it used to be 5%. So
Right.
it has decreased now. It is now 2%. So which is much easier on pockets of students who will be paying this
Thing
year.
now. Yeah. I also have a question from a student friend who's applying. Since Flywire really has a handle on all these things, can you also help negotiate and get a discount from the university on the tuition fees?
So the best part is if you are a student, right, who's about to pay, that student might do a little bit of research themselves. The price point or the rate part that we are talking about is already very economical. So
Right.
we do offer the best rates in the market.
Okay.
So when I mentioned earlier, the rates that Flywire quotes, it's not just for that day.
Right.
We hold that rate for you for those couple of days till the invoice is valid.
Right.
So, for example, if there is a fluctuation in the market that happens, right, like the dollar jumps up or anything of that sort happens, we do not cancel those invoices.
Right.
Those invoices are still
You
valid.
stick to the rate that was.
Yes.
locked.
So the student can still stick to that same invoice that
Right.
he's generated 2-3 days back and then make that payment.
Right.
Right.
So in a way, by having the lowest price, it's almost like a discounted
Yes,
price.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
got it.
And we do not levy any hidden charges or any additional service charges over and about what the invoice
Right.
already has, which
Right.
is the GST and TCS.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
so that itself saves a lot for every student.
Right.
And since we work with most of the universities and we work with these 5,000 plus universities, so
Right.
universities also do not bank on Flywire just like that. We've
Correct.
gone through those checks and compliances at
Yeah.
universities as well. We are the most convenient or the most economical option for their students, which is why we are their partners.
Wow. That really inspires a lot of trust that they have partnered with you. I feel we can keep talking about this forever because there is so much to talk about and there's so much at stake as well. It's the future of the people who are going that is at stake, future of a nation, of the world. Like all these things are at stake. So are there any other things that people should know about that they don't, or they have the wrong idea about, misconceptions about, or that they don't normally know?
I think in a financial loan document,
Mm.
right, they should go through the loan document well. They should know about the terms and conditions, right? Because at the end of it, it is the applicants who are executing and signing that agreement,
Right.
right? The terms and conditions are important. In an education loan, the repayment terms are important. There is a concept known as moratorium, wherein during the study period, there is no repayment that happens for the loan,
Right.
right? So when does the repayment starts? What is the process of repayment? Correct. What is the total repayment tenure? When the repayment starts, what will be the EMI,
Uh-huh.
weighted monthly installment, right? So these are extremely important aspects that one should look into. Secondly, what is the disbursal schedule?
Right.
How to approach to disburse the loan?
Uh-huh.
When to approach the first disbursal specifically, because when we are talking about international education,
Mm.
it is a long process. One can get an admit, let's say in January or February,
Right.
and the student is traveling in July, August,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Just getting a sanction letter doesn't mean that the loan is disbursed,
Correct.
right? Walking that journey, being in touch, reading the sanction letter, the terms and conditions, they kind of help you prepare.
Got it.
And one important advice, schedule your disbursals
Right.
so that you do not have a last minute heartache,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Discuss with your sales manager, the relationship manager, that you want, this is your flight date,
Uh-huh.
this is your visa, how best, when to align these disbursals, because
Right.
they're university payments,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
There are travel tickets to be booked.
Correct.
There are those associated expenses that needs to be
Right.
undertaken.
Right. You know, it's amazing. It's almost like it's a relay race where everyone keeps passing on, and like we work together as a group to get till the end.
Absolutely.
And it's incredible to have both of your organizations in this relay race ensure that the thing gets there in time.
With regards to Flywire, I would like to add that when it comes to these payments, uh, as a Indian payer, right, the first thing that you think about is, how much I'm going to pay.
Uh-huh.
But as Flywire, if I have to, go and talk to a student, I would always tell them, think about one more thing, right? That would be your documents,
Mm.
right? How securely are you making this payment, right?
Right.
So that is very, very important. When we are talking about, making a tuition fee payment abroad, you are going to be submitting the most important
Yeah.
documents,
Yeah.
like that is your passport,
Right.
your PAN card,
Yeah.
as an address proof, you
Yeah.
can submit your Aadhaar card, right? So which medium are you using to make this payment is also very
Yeah.
important.
Because it is all of my documents and all of my money that I'm giving to you. So
Exactly.
must be a lot of
Exactly.
trust. Yeah.
So when you are using a certain platform, like we have parents who would, go and inquire in the market. There are many small time players as well who operate in the market. They might, come across as very attractive, or probably just by the relations that you have,
Right.
right? But how secure are my documents
Right.
with that particular
Correct.
process? So,
Correct.
who is going to be uploading that
Right.
document? Where is that? Which channel is it going through? So
Right.
that is also very important.
Absolutely.
So when you select your processor, be mindful of what you're selecting and how you are going to produce these
Right.
documents.
Right.
So that is also
Yeah.
very important. Not
And that's why you need Flywire. You need a secure payment channel. Otherwise, it's a lot of risk. Yeah, it's all the money that I have. You cannot compromise on having an unsecure payment link.
absolutely.
You know, the fact that both of you are smiling whenever talking about financing, no, I usually don't see smiles. So it is a testament to both the organizations that you are with, that this has, you demystify this process and make it so simple. Because I feel like if I'm sitting here after my 12th grade thinking about going out studying, it seems so far away, and it is not a sprint. It is also not a marathon. It has to be a relay race. That's the only way. And I'm grateful that students today have partners like yourselves that are great partners in the relay
Collaboration
race.
helps.
It really does. It
And
really
it falls for
does.
this industry for sure.
Yeah. And for this world. Remember, guys, and for this world. All right, and that's been our episode. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure there will be more questions in the comments, more people in your DMs asking you for questions. But for that, you guys are available. And that was the money maze. Thanks to our guests, it's not a maze anymore. We have exact directions for how to come out on the other end. So if you are in a position, if you're in a stage where you are thinking of applying, start now. start before you need to, read everything before signing, and make sure the money gets there the way it's supposed to reach using Flywire. That was all from this episode. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.